and welcome from North Devon in the United Kingdom. My name's David Charles. Tonight I'm doing a reading for you entitled Predictions for My Love. Predictions for My Love. Sounds interesting. I have 4 stacks of cards. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I haven't put crystals on them because I think it distracts people, so choose a lucky number or go for one that you like or go for one psychically and pick for me 1, 2, 3 or 4. It's a pick a card reading and it's timeless, which means you can find it today, next week or next year. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So pick 1, 2, 3 and 4. Stop the video if you like and we'll get on with it. Please consider subscribing. No credits, no music at the moment, so we'll get on with number 1 first. If you chose number 1, this is for you, and we're looking really 2 or 3 months ahead, 12 to 14 weeks ahead. Predictions for my love. This could be your love life, or of course it could be someone that you call your love. It could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be you, but these are the predictions. And at the end of this reading I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this evening. These numbers could change your life forever, so stick around to the end for 6 magic numbers, and they're different for every stack, so you can pick more than 1 stack if you want. You can have all 4 if you want. Remember, it's a pick a card reading, it's timeless. You can find it today, next week or years from now, and you'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you pick number 1 tonight, from these hundreds of cards, and there's hundreds, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, number 1. So stick with me. It won't all resonate with you. Just ignore what doesn't and take in what does. Let me tell you the negatives first. Entrapment is one of the themes of this reading. Some of you may feel stuck, and it will be related to the question, the title of the reading, Predictions for My Love. So some of you may feel a bit trapped or a bit stuck, or a bit stuck in a rut. Now if you're looking at this for your lover, as in my love, it could be that he or she feels that way. So we're going to ask some questions at the end. At the end of the reading, before the lucky numbers, I'm going to give you 6 frequently asked questions, and we're going to answer them for you one at a time. They'll be different in each stack, so if you don't get the questions you want in this one, have a look at the next one. I'll tell you what the questions are before we go on. The first question is, will I ever meet my true soulmate? Question 2 is, will I be married or stay married? The third question is he or he or she trustworthy? And the final question is, will he or she change for the better? And you'll notice that when I make mistakes, I'll leave them in. So let me know below if you pick up any mistakes. Okay, so entrapment, you may feel stuck in a rut. Some of you are not dealing with things that need dealing with. If things need your attention during the coming weeks, then deal with them. Otherwise you could end up with high stress levels. Your stress levels are not too bad, but they're getting worse if you're not careful. Some of you, as I said, are ignoring things that need sorting out. You could be ignoring things in your love life, or linked to the question, predictions for my love. And it's very romantic, isn't it? I just love romance. Some of you are waiting. Some of you are playing the waiting game. You're waiting for something. Are you waiting for he or she to make a move? Are you waiting for he or she to make their mind up? Or to make a proposal, perhaps? This reading, of course, indicates temptation. You may have spotted this, the devil card. And it can mean temptation. It can mean a lot of things. It depends on what surrounds it in a reading. But the devil card can mean that you're being tempted to do something a bit naughty. Something you wouldn't normally do. It doesn't mean you'll do it, but temptation is here in the reading. So watch out for that. Of course, it could be your love that's being tempted. So I'm struggling to see negatives. There's not many negatives. I think some of you feel a bit empty. That won't stay like that forever. If you're feeling emptiness now, like there's something missing from your life, get ready for the positives, because they're going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you in a moment, the positives, which will change everything. It may be negative, I'm not sure, but you're seeking advice from a man in a professional capacity. It could be a lawyer, it could be an estate agent, a letting agent. It's not a medical person, okay? But if you feel trapped, stuck in a rut, it's usually caused, and I say in so many readings, it's usually caused by the fact that you're refusing to make decisions. So hopefully this reading or one of these stacks can help you to make decisions that you may have been putting off. So let me see if we can find some positives. Well, the opposite's about to happen. It looks as though after pausing and stalling and not seeming to move much, the opposite is coming. So things are going to speed up. But a lot of this is around your earthly life, so not necessarily your love life. It could be your work situation, the way you earn your money, your skills, or if you're a parent, it could be your marital skills and childhood, rearing children skills. What's the word for that? Parenting skills. So your skills are about to be sought after, that things are going to speed up with your love life, with your home life, not your love life. The love life's different, but things are going to speed up, so get ready, because it could also involve travelling around. You may be travelling. I don't think it's overseas, but it will be for some of you. So let me tell you the positives about the question, predictions for my love. You have, number one, either a brand new lover coming, and I mean brand new, not someone from the past, or the love that you have is going to be rekindled and reignited, and sparks are about to fly. So this is the kind of reading I like to see, because I love romance. I should have been a novelist, really. But I am joking, of course. But I think your love life's about to speed up, or you have a brand new lover coming. It's one or the other. I'm not picking up cheating. I'm not picking up jealousy or backstabbing, which we get in lots of readings. But we'll do the 4 questions at the end and some oracle cards. There they are. And see if they back up what I'm telling you. So you've got either a new lover coming, number one, or an intensification of an existing love affair. You may be married to someone that you've been with years, and it's going to be rekindled, reignited. The fires of passion and love will be back. You heard it here first. David Charles Psychic. If you want a reading with me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. And please consider subscribing to this channel and make some comments below, because I try to answer all my comments. It's beginning to get a lot these days, but I try to answer all of them, or at least acknowledge all of them. So travel is possible, linked to your earthly life, possibly your work. I think a man or a lady, depends what you're looking for. If you're looking at a man, it will be a man. If you're looking at a female, a lady, it will be a lady. But a man or a lady is about to come up with something very special and very romantic. Now this, for some of you, could be a proposal. It could be, let's get more serious. Do you want to be my steady girlfriend? That's old-fashioned, isn't it? It could be, let's move in together. It could be, shall we have a baby? But it's something up this person's sleeve. He or she has got something coming up special. And you should hear this soon. As I said, I'm looking 12 to 14 weeks ahead, really. From the day you find the reading, you could find it in 10 years' time. Makes no difference. Hope I'm still around in 10 years' time. So expect things to speed up. At the moment, I think nothing's going on. It feels like nothing's going on, but things are going on underneath, I assure you. And I think you have either a brand new lover or a reigniting of a new love affair. I think some of you are looking at a man that may be a water sign, or a lady that may be a water sign, or something very similar, loving, arty, romantic, may come from the coast, or a river may link to water that way. But what you have here, I believe, is some good stuff, really good stuff, and there's very few negatives. But don't be tempted to do anything that you'll regret, and don't be tempted to say things that you may regret, number one. Okay, let's have a look at some 4 oracle cards. They've been shuffled. Let's put the miniature crystal ball over there. There we are. So the first one's an air card, and this card, I'm going to use the glasses for this. This card is, above the clouds. You may be able to see that. Taken probably from an aeroplane or a balloon or something. No, not a balloon that high, would it? Never come back. Keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. For lots of you, number one, not all of you, but keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. So something may come up and you'll think, oh, not that. And then really, you look at it and think, well, actually, that's a blessing in disguise. It's an old saying. So let's have a look at the second one. It's an earth card. This is a person looking through a crystal. Beautiful. This one says to you, visualization will help you to heal. See your body bathed in a glow. This is something that I don't think means healing physically. I think it means healing and getting into a state of calmness, peace, relaxation. So lie on the bed or the couch, close your eyes and imagine yourself bathed in sunlight or a warm glow, or do it for real if you can. If it's a sunny day and you get on the lawn or the beach or somewhere out in the country, and being surrounded by a warm, soothing glow, even if it's in your imagination, in your mind. Let's take a look at the third one. This is an air card. She's now got an itch. This is lightning going off, looks like the Rocky Mountains. I always say that, I'm a dreamer, aren't I? So, let's say, this one says, let go of negative people in your life. They don't deserve your effort. So, are you mixing with negative people, number one? If so, let them go. There's a big difference between let them go and get rid of them. Don't get rid of them, just allow them to go. If possible, if you're working with them, of course you can't, but don't allow yourself to be brought down by negative people, because they don't mean it, but they can bring your moods down a bit, and you don't need that at the moment. In fact, you don't need it ever. One more oracle card, then your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers, please. It's an earth card. This is some trees, some lying on their back, I think. Not my favourite photograph, but time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So if you can spend some time in nature and you have a problem, not that all of you do, but if you do, spend some time in nature and it will help you to find a solution to your problem. Now, we have 4 frequently asked questions. They may not apply to you, but stick around because they're interesting. The first question is, will I ever meet my true soulmate? Now, as a lot of you know, if you watch me a lot, I don't believe soulmates are very common. I think they're quite rare. And I always say that your sister can be your soulmate or your brother. But the question is, will I meet my true soulmate? And the answer is, number one, for a lot of you, and I'm surprised by this, but the answer is yes, I think you will. In fact, some of you already have. Because this card is full of messages of new love, and it looks like real love. When I say real love, I think you'll be like a school kid with a crush, overflowing with love, passion and desire. Yes, you heard it here first. I think you are about to, if you haven't already met your true soulmate, you're going to do so. But you must avoid temptation. Don't do anything you'll regret, or you'll blow the whole thing and spoil it, okay? Your second question, question number 2, is, your second question is, will I be married or stay married? Well, I mentioned in the main reading that somebody may be making an offer to you, so the answer to that is possibly a yes, but it's not a certainty. But some of you are already married, and if you are, there's nothing here to suggest that will change. So I think you'll stay married. If you want to change that, you can. That's the beauty of having psychic readings. You can alter it. If I say something you don't like you're going to stay married, and you don't want to, then you can change it, of course. But I'm not asking you to do that, but you can if you want to. But as far as this reading goes, and the spirit world predict now, if you're married, I think for the moment you'll stay that way for the foreseeable future. That's a good saying, isn't it? What's your third question? Your third question is he or she trustworthy? Is he or she trustworthy? Now, I did mention there's no deceit, no backstabbing in this reading, no trickiness. So I've got to say that if you're looking at a certain person, he or she, usually this is a no, but I think today the answer is yes, they are trustworthy. Quite often it's no, not usually, but quite often it's no. But I think this is someone you can trust. So it's all looking good romantically. And remember, the question is predictions for my love, sorry. And your fourth question, Your fourth question is, will he or she ever change for the better? Will he or she ever change for the better? I don't particularly think there's a need for them to change. If you see faults in this person, it may be that you're looking for them. I don't think this is a bad person at all. So I'm going to give that a no. I don't think they'll change for the better because I think they're already pretty good. So your fourth question, will he or she ever change for the better? I don't think they really need to. And if they do need to, then they will, because it's such a positive reading. Now then, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers you can use in lotteries and raffles, that sort of thing. But you must, if you're gambling with these numbers, you must gamble responsibly or you get me into trouble and yourself. So your lucky numbers, you might need a pen for this, number 1. Let's have a look. These were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming today, this evening. And your lucky numbers are number 1, number 2, 31, 37, 40 and 41. Do they mean anything to you? Are they birthdays, wedding days, divorce days, people's birthdays, numbers you've lived at? They could be familiar. These numbers could change your life for the better. If you win the jackpot, please let me know down below. I promise I'll keep it a top secret. So the numbers are 1, 2, 31, 37, 40 and 41. Remember, gamble safely. And I really have enjoyed giving you this reading because I love doing positive readings. I don't like doing negative ones, but we do get them sometimes. And if you want to stick around for 3 or 4, do so. But thank you. Please subscribe, click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload another video, which is every few days usually, or once a week usually. And tell your friends, share me with your friends on social media. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, number 1, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is just for you. Let's have a look. This is a pick a card reading. It's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from today. It makes no difference. As I keep saying, you'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you've chosen these cards, number 2, from hundreds here, there's hundreds of cards here. If you've chosen number 2 and these cards, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere, maybe a few meanings. It may not all resonate with you, but take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or use a different stack. And there's lucky numbers with all these cards, so each stack has lucky numbers. So we'll look at the negatives first. This is called Predictions for My Love. Predictions for My Love, that's right. I have to remind myself then. This means it could be predictions for your love life, or predictions for the love life of someone you call my love. At the end near the end of the reading, I'm going to give you 4 frequently asked questions that may apply to you, they may not. If not, use a different stack. But I'll tell you what they are now. The first one is, does he or she really love me? The second one is, will he or she call me soon? The third one, will our love for each other grow stronger or just fade away? And the fourth one, will I have children or more children? Well, ask those at the end and I'll try to answer them. There will be 6 lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this evening. These numbers really could change your life. If you hit the jackpot, stick it down there. I'd love to know in the comments, and I'll promise I'll keep it a secret. But they are seriously lucky numbers, and they've been chosen with my spirit guides. But if you're going to gamble with them, you must gamble responsibly. Don't go away. These numbers are important. Stick with me till the end. And let's take a look first at your negatives. Predictions for my love life. The negatives are lack of sleep. For some of you, it may be you or the person we're looking at, because it could be your lover or your love for the future. There are tears in the reading. Number 2 means some of you may have been crying. Some of you may have been crying over spilt milk. If that's the case, as I always say, you can't go backwards. You can learn from it, but you can't go backwards. So don't cry over spilt milk. You're going to get nowhere doing that. Some of you are working too hard. These are the negatives. Some of you are not working too hard, but you're making work harder than it should be. Some of you are saying yes to people when you should be saying no, taking on too much. And some of you are at a crossroads in your love life, and I'm looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead from when you find this video, okay? Which could be 5 years from now, as I said. So they're the only negatives in the reading. Overdoing it. I always say pushing water uphill, getting nowhere. There may be some downtime. I'm not going to use the word depression. I won't use that word because it's medical, but some of you are a bit fed up. And people call it depression, but it never is. Depression doesn't necessarily mean that. But a lot of you are not sleeping well, which tells me that some of you are worrying, and that won't help either, but it's easy to say that. But try not to worry too much, because it is a positive reading, as I'm going to tell you now. So don't take on too much. Don't keep saying yes to everybody. Say no occasionally, because you can be too kind. Now, let's tell you the positives. As we get so often, I know it's a lot, but there's a pregnancy in the reading, but there are a lot of pregnancies. So are you pregnant, number 2? Are you trying to be pregnant? Or is it somebody you want to be pregnant because you're looking at them? But there's a pregnancy in the reading. There may also be a birth very, very close. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, and you'll never miss one of my readings. So the positives, you're getting advice from a lady friend. It's probably one of your friends, maybe a business lady or a lady at work, and it's someone you can trust. This reading is not, like number 1 actually, it's not surrounded by backstabbers, nastiness or bad people, which a lot of readings are. You may know if you watch my work. This reading is not like that. I think you've had it in the past, but who hasn't, you could say. But there's a lady here, successful. Am I picking up you, number 2, I wonder? Successful, self-sufficient. She may be married, she may have a load of kids, but she doesn't need anyone. If she's on her own, she'll do okay, thank you very much. Then there's a pregnant lady, but if there is a slight negative in the love part, it's that you may be going towards a lover's crossroads, and I often mention this because it can mean a new lover. It can also mean 2 lovers and you have to choose one. As I said, don't go backwards. If you've got a lover from the past showing up, you can be friendly, you can be real good friends, but you can't really go backwards. It didn't work last time, and most readings, not all readings, but most readings will say, the spirit world will say don't go backwards, because they plan new lovers for you, and we don't want you to miss a new lover if you're looking for one. But it can mean a new lover, but it can also mean that you're asking yourself questions about your romantic situation, and you're trying to answer them. That may be why you're watching this video. But you're reaching some kind of lover's crossroads, a turning point where you have to make decisions. And as I always say, if you don't make these decisions, you may find that you're forced to make them, and that wouldn't be nice. So, on the good side, some of you have an admirer that you haven't met yet. This admirer, he or she, may think you're too good for them and not come forward, or they may know that you're married or you're taken and spoken for, or he or she may just be a bit shy. So, if you get mystery flowers or letters from someone with no signature, you have a secret admirer, and they mean well. There's nothing. It's not a stalker or anything like that. So let's have a look. Don't cry over spilt milk. If a lady friend of yours gives you advice, it's good advice. She's not someone who, she's not childish. She's very successful with a business brain on her head, if at all. If she's in anything, it will be business, but she's successful in some way. This reading today, number 2, indicates that you have, from the spirit world, something will be given to you soon. Something that you've always wanted. Maybe a secret. What have you always wanted, number 2, that you've never had? If it's not an item like a house or a car, it usually means love. So this reading is highly positive so far, which is lovely because that's 2 on the trot now. But I don't think you're sleeping well. I think you're worried about things. You may be a bit down and there could be some tears. I hope you've got someone with you, if that happens, to look after you. If not, watch my readings. I'll try and cheer you up. If you want a reading with me on the phone, by the way, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. You can book me on there, and if I'm not there, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. Don't forget to subscribe and make some comments. I try to answer all my comments, but they're starting to get a lot now, so I'll at least try to acknowledge them, if nothing else. But let's take a look at some oracle cards. We use 4 of these. They've been shuffled. And see if they back up what I've just been telling you. The first one is an earth card. Somebody been walking in the desert by the looks of that. Nice. This message on here is put your own needs first for a change and things will become more clear. That's bad English. I think it should be clearer. But that goes with what I said about taking on too much. Trying to help all the people all the time, you mustn't do it. You're not going to change because that's the way you are. You're such a nice person. But it says to me, for you, put your own needs first for a change and things will become clearer. Or more clear, as it says on here. So, interesting. Let's take a look at another one. It's an air card. A feather. Some people think that means you've been visited by one of your spirit guides. You found a feather in the house lately? This one says to you, the answer is near. You just need to look closer to home. So it can mean that you're looking for things that you already have. Back in your old backyard, as the song says, the bird with feathers of blue, there's a feather, is waiting for you back in your own backyard. And the answer is near. You just need to look closer. So it's saying to you really, stop searching for things way out there when they're right under your nose. That's what it means. The answers are there for you. And a lot of you know what they are. That's if there's questions. There may not be, of course. Remember, this is called Predictions for My Love. This one's a fire card. A lot of candles on a lake or something. Photoshop, perhaps. Or very good photography. This one says, see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, visions and auras, which probably means that you're heading for a psychic period, number 2. If you have psychic ability, then watch out for these things. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras and visions. Remember, love is the strongest force in the universe by a long, long way. There is nothing stronger than love. Powerful, unbelievable and unbeatable. Let's try your third card, a fire card. And there's the fire. Looks like someone's planning a barbecue there, something bigger. Surround yourself with positive people and situations, and avoid negative. So surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. Don't be negative, number 2. Don't mix with negative people. That was card number 3. And number 4 is a water card. Macros high-speed photography. That there. This one says you're more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. So only you watching this will know what that means. It can mean that you've got power in your romance, that you're not to be messed about with. It could be that you have psychic ability, and some of you may be into witchcraft and that sort of thing. You are more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. I think what they're saying to you there is you have self-confidence and you need to believe it. Be confident in yourself. One more, number 2. It's a water card. Then we do your 4 questions. Another water card. Another droplet of water. This one says to you, trust your intuition and care for yourself and others. So don't be pushed around by others, don't be put upon by others, but care for yourself and others. Trust your intuition and care for yourself. So don't have too many late nights, no laying awake worrying about things, go to sleep. And if you can't sleep, Remember, you heard it here first. If you have trouble sleeping, just relax. Think about nice memories, Christmases, birthdays, wedding days. Do not let your mind go to tomorrow. That's what keeps you awake. If you can concentrate on the past, a smashing nice memory, you'll be asleep like that, no time. Let me know in the comments below. Now, these 4 questions are frequently asked. They may apply to you. Let's take a look at question number 1. Question number 1 is, does he or she really love me? Does he or she really love me? Well, as I mentioned, you may be approaching a crossroads in your love life, so you may have to sort that out. There's definitely love in the reading, don't get me wrong, but it may be that you have to choose between 2 lovers, or you may be feeling feelings for someone from the past, which is not good. But there is love in the reading. Does he or she really love me? I'm going to go for 75% yes, but not a certainty. I'm not going to say it's a certainty, but for most of you, and it won't apply to all of you, of course, a lot of you it will be 100% yes, but at least I think 3/4, 75%, the answer is yes, he or she really does love you. Let's take a look at your next question. Your question number 3, and for you number 2, is, will our love grow stronger? Will our love grow stronger or just fade away? Well, when you've made the decision, and I said you've got to make a decision or you'll be forced into it. When you've made that decision, I truly believe that your love will grow stronger. Give it a chance. Let's take a look at your last question, number 4. Your last question is, number 4 question is, will I have children or more children? Well, I said at the beginning, there's a pregnancy in this reading. It may not be you, it may be a friend. But the chances are that it will be you, and I'm looking, if you're young enough, of course, or old enough, I'm looking 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So if you're not pregnant now and you're trying to be, then this is an ideal time for it. It's all about timing. Everything in life is about timing. So if you want to be pregnant, go for it now. So the answer is, high probability is yes. You will have children or more children if you have them. Now I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers that could change your life forever. If you're going to gamble with these numbers, number 2, I'll get it right in a minute. If you're going to gamble with these numbers, this is all numbers tonight, number 2, then you must gamble safely. Don't get me or you into trouble by being daft, okay? And if you win the jackpot, put it down there, let's have a look, and I'll keep it private. So your lucky numbers are number 4, 13, 17, 26, 30, and 43. Do they mean anything to you? Do they ring any bells? Could it be wedding days, birthdays, anniversaries, numbers you've lived at, house numbers, car number plates? They may mean nothing at all, but they will mean something soon, almost certainly, if you're lucky. And they're called lucky numbers, not unlucky numbers. I've given you again, number 4, 13, 17, 26, 30, and 43. Remember, gamble safely. Please subscribe, give me a comment down below. I love the comments. I try and answer them all, if not at least acknowledge them all. And thank you for joining me in beautiful North Devon in England. From wherever you are in this beautiful world, I've really enjoyed speaking with you. Thank you for watching. And remember, before I get ready for number 3, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is just for you. Now remember, it's a pick a card reading, and this is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next year, or 10 years from now. You'll find this reading, number 3, when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you pick this card set today, number 3, from these hundreds of cards here, there will be a message in here for you somewhere, so stick with me. There may be more than one. So take in what resonates, ignore what doesn't. It can't all resonate for you because I'm talking to a lot of people at once, but you've been deciding to choose this one. You've been guided to choose number 3. At the end of the reading, we do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I'm telling you now. Then I'm going to ask you 3 frequent, well, I'm not going to ask you, I'm going to answer for you 3 frequently asked questions. These are what they are. They may not apply to you, but I'll tell you anyway. The first one is, will you move into a home together? The second one is, will we be together forever? The third one, is he or she the man or woman of my dreams? And the fourth one, should I just move on? They're the 4 questions I'll be dealing with at the end, and then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides this evening just before we started filming these videos. So these lucky numbers could change your life forever. They're not guaranteed, but they can change your life forever. So don't go away without your lucky numbers. And there's different numbers for every stack, so you can go for 2 or 3 stacks if you want, not just one. You can watch them all if you want, and get the lucky numbers. And if you're going to gamble with them, number 3, please do it responsibly. Don't get us into trouble, myself or you. But these numbers could change your life forever. If you win the jackpot, put it down there, and I promise I won't tell a soul. Please put comments down there, and please subscribe if you haven't, and thank you if you already have, to my thousands of subscribers, growing all the time. Thank you so much, and they're from all over the world. Welcome to our family. If you're going to think of joining us, please subscribe. Let me tell you, I don't need them for this. Let me tell you, number 3, the negatives first. The question is, the name of the reading is Predictions for My Love. Now that can mean you or your lover, of course, whichever way you want it to read. Predictions, I didn't read that right, no. Predictions for my love, yes. It's important to get that right. So let me tell you the negatives first, then we'll deal with the positives, and then we'll do the oracle and the lucky numbers and the questions. This reading indicates this may not be negative. In fact, I don't think it is, but I'll tell you anyway. It's the end of an era, which can mean the end of a love affair, which I hope it isn't, but it can be quite sad. But it does mean a new beginning, so an ending in any reading. As you may know if you watch these videos, that's depicted by the death card from the Major Arcana. This is nothing to do with death, okay? The only time that card means death is if you're waiting for one and you know it's coming anyway. But mostly the death card is shown in Hollywood movies, so take no notice. The death card means the end of an era and a brand new start. You're reading a book of your life, all these chapters in the book, and you come to the end of one and you've got an exciting one to open tomorrow or today. So things are changing. So I said I'm giving you the negatives first. It can be negative if it means the end of a love affair or the end of something you like. Maybe the end of a job you like. But if that's the case, then it's negative. You may notice also a Major Arcana Temperance card there. This means that you are not, some of you, looking after yourselves, or you need to ease off and be a bit more temperate. Don't drink too much, don't smoke too much, don't overwork, don't take on too much. I'm not lecturing you, it's what's coming through the spirit messages, and these cards are only keys to the other side. There's someone linked to you who can't be trusted, but I really think this is your earthly life, not your love life. So I don't think it's your lover. I think somebody around you, maybe at work, maybe someone that you know at work or pops in and out of your office or your factory, wherever you are, is not to be trusted. Your stress levels, for the first time tonight, because we get this a lot, but tonight for the first time, your stress levels, number 3, are too high. They're 9 out of 10. It won't apply to all of you, but if you've got high stress levels, you need to sort it out. You need temperance, as I said there. You need a break, and you need to ease off. And you need to do it now, not next month. Now. Calm down, take a load off your feet. And there's a song about that, the Beach Boys. Take good care of your feet. Take good care of yourself. Unload. Delegate some of the work if you're overdoing it. Please take it easy if you're overdoing it. As I said, it won't apply to all of you, but some of you it might. Some of you may be juggling with money. This is not necessarily negative either, but you can be sorting out finances, maybe paying school fees for one child and paying the coal man with the other. Coal? Do we still use coal? Okay, the gas man there. So you may be juggling with finances, taking money from one place, put it in another. It doesn't necessarily mean you're struggling, but it can sometimes. I think you've been let down in the past by people you can't trust, and you're coming to a stage now where you're beginning to be finding it difficult to trust anybody. And sometimes there's good reason for that. Seems to me a lot of people let you down. All of us, not just you. So you're coming to the end of an era. That could be positive, by the way, as I said. A new beginning is predicted. Take it easy, and let me tell you the positives. Well, when we're filming this today, it's during what most of the planet is on a lockdown. Some aren't, but most aren't. But I've got travel in this reading. So I'm looking 12 to 14 weeks ahead here. So if you're not traveling in that period, it's a good idea to book something. Not necessarily overseas, but I think your spirit guides are saying it's time for you to take a break, have a holiday, go away for a few days if you can. I know you can't always, but if you can, then do so. Take a break. Remember, David Charles told you to take a break. If you want a reading with me, by the way, go to my website, David Charles Psychic. You can book me from anywhere in the world. If I'm not available, one of the people that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. My team are the elite. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share me with your friends. So keep your stress levels down. If you come to the end of an era, it's not always a bad thing. You may think, oh, I don't want this to end. And then next week you'll think, thank God for that, I'm glad it did, or next month. The positives here indicate travel. I think you're receiving an offer from a man or a lady. If you're looking at a man here, my love predictions are for my love. If you're looking at a man, this man will make you an offer or something soon. It's a man who is solid, dependable, reliable. It could be a lady. If you're looking for a lady, it's the same the other way around. Somebody you can trust. Somebody who's always there. No matter how bad things get, he or she is always there. You may have known them years, but they may want to get closer. They may be helping you with something, or offering you some help, or offering you something. It could even be finance. But somebody you trust, and they travel around, by the way, they're travelers, but who isn't these days? They're offering you something that you may really treasure. And it could be, for some of you, a romance. He or she could be either. You may have noticed this one. This is the Wheel of Fortune, which is turning. And number 3, it's turning in your favour. So stick around for your lucky numbers. The Wheel of Fortune, the right way up, which it is, means your luck's changing for the better, and it's changing big. However, as I repeat so often, when the spirit world predict good fortune, it is not automatic. It will come to you in the form of offers and opportunities. So you need to be to take a few chances. Not reckless, not daft, it's not the Fool card, but it means something may pop up and you'll think, I'm going to try this, and it will change your luck for the better. So don't miss it. That's it. Don't be reckless, but keep your eyes open, because something's going to change your fortunes and you don't want to miss it. Otherwise you'll be ringing me and saying, I never had that good luck you promised me. So watch out for that. Watch out who you trust around your work. Be calmer, don't take on too much, and your luck is changing for the better. And I think we'll look at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've just told you. We'll look at 4 of these. Then I'm going to give you those 4 questions and we'll try to answer them. If they're not relevant to you, pick one of the other decks. There's 4 to choose from. You can have all 4 if you want. This first card, I need the bike for this. This first card's a water card, taken by some surfer, I think. Beautiful photography. Excuse me. This one says to you, number 3, the deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. The deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. So if you're going to have a break, maybe go to the seaside. If you can get on the beach, do so. But if you can't, then do it in there. Lay on the couch or on the bed, close your eyes, don't fall asleep, and imagine that you're paddling on the beach and the waves are washing over your feet and they're taking away all of your cares and worries. And they will, and you'll feel great when you open your eyes. You heard it here first, David Charles Psychic. International Psychic Medium. Let's take a look at another one. Another water card. These have been shuffled. This is the same as the cover version. There you are. This one says to you, number 3, there's no turning, things not turning out how you hoped, question that is. Try to see the positives in the situation. So only you will know what that means, number 3. If it means anything to you, it could be that this one doesn't, but it will for some of you. And it says again, things not turned out how you'd hoped. Try to see the positives in the situation. So it's not, what it's saying to you is it's not all doom and gloom. Things are never as bad as they seem, and that's true in most cases. I know we can go through awful times, some of us, all of us, me included, but they're saying to you, things are not as bad as they seem. So try to see the positives. Let me know in the comments below if that rings a bell, if it resonates with you. One more card, it's a fire card. This one looks like the sky has gone red. Must be red sky at night, shepherd's delight. This one says you are sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. You may be doing that without knowing it. Are you, number 3? You're sending out positive signals to attract new experiences. So perhaps when you're looking for romance, if some of you may be, you're sending out the right signals to attract new opportunities. You'll know what that means. Again, put it in the comments below and let's see what you think it means to you, if anything. Now we're going to deal with these 4 questions, and then I'm going to give you lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers, please. They could really help you. Let's take a look at your first question, number 1. Well, your first question is, will we move into a home together? I think some of you already have, but I'm not really seeing house movement in the next 3 or 4 months. But when I look at the whole thing, I believe that if that's what you want to happen, it will. But some of you won't want that. It won't be a relevant question for some of you. But if that's what you're looking for, because you have this good fortune predicted here, and a brand new beginning, it can certainly mean that some of you will indeed move into a home together. And if you do, I'm predicting happiness. Okay? So don't be frightened of it. As I said earlier, take a chance. Is this the opportunity I've been looking for? If it is, go for it and your luck will change for the better. So the question is, will you move into a home together? Chances are yes. Let's take a look at your next question. This is a hard one. The question is, will we be together forever? Some of you, as I said, are ending a romance, and if you're starting a new one, it sounds as though it's too good to be true, but I really do believe that the answer is yes. It won't be yes for all of you, but for most of you, I believe you'll be together forever. And this is very unusual because all 3 readings tonight have been so positive, and it's a lovely change. But I think if you want this, if you want it, end all the rubbish that's gone before, get rid of it. You need to do that to clear out first. Imagine it's bin day and you're getting all the rubbish out. Get rid of all the old stuff, and then you can, I believe, if you want to, be together forever. There's nothing here to say there's deceit or cheating or two-timing. That's why I believe that's the case. Let's take a look at your third question. Your third question is he the man or woman, he or she, the man or woman of my dreams? Well, I've just answered it. These questions are done randomly, so I don't know what they're going to be till they're drawn out. And because they're the same 16 questions in all of my readings for the moment, I will change them soon. But is he or she the man or woman of my dreams? The answer is yes. What kind of dreams are you having? That could be the question. But I think if you're dreaming about love and being head over heels, doesn't matter how old you are, you can be 75, you could still fall in love. Don't think love's for children, it isn't. It's for everybody. As I mentioned earlier, love is the strongest force in the universe. Is this the person, man or woman of your dreams? I think it could be. Let's take a look at your last question. Well, your last question is, should I just move on? Now, if you've been thinking about that, and this reading indicates an ending, the answer is yes, but I don't think it is for most of you. I don't think you should at all. There may be 1 or 2 of you where the answer is yes. it's the end of an era, move on, get rid of him, get rid of her. I don't think that's the case. If it is the case for you, then you, number 3, will already know that. For most of you, I don't think it is. The reading's far too optimistic for that, and some readings I do would frighten the life out of you. So this is really an optimistic reading, I promise you. So should you just move on? In most cases, no. So what we got here, and I think that's all of them. Yes, it's lucky numbers now. I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that may ring a bell. They may be old birthdays or wedding dates or car number plates. They may mean nothing. Get a pen ready, or you can freeze the video and you can watch it all again if you want. And you can get lucky numbers off all 4 of these decks. Okay. You'll notice I don't rub out my mistakes. I keep them all in because it's much more fun. Your lucky numbers are, remember, you must gamble responsibly if you're gambling. Don't get us into trouble. Number 3, 15, 22, 28, 31 and 40. Do they ring any bells? Maybe they don't. Let me know below if they do. Let me know below if you win the jackpot. You could be a multi-millionaire. Remember, gamble safely, responsibly. These numbers again, number 3, 15, 22, 28, 31 and 40. These numbers could be very special for you, especially because this card came up as well, the Wheel of Fortune. So let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, join our family. It's growing all the time. There's thousands of you now, and I really am so grateful to every one of you for watching and for your comments and for subscribing. And if you haven't done so, please do so. As I said, if you want me on the phone, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll put the links below, and I'll put timestamps below for all of these questions so you can go straight to them. You can go straight to the other 3 4s as well if you want to. Thank you so much, wherever you are in this beautiful world, for joining me here in glorious, beautiful North Devon, not far from the coast. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. Remember, it's a pick a card reading, but it's timeless, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from today. It makes no difference when you find it. You'll find this reading number 4 and your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you found it today and you chose these cards from these hundreds, and there's hundreds here, then there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you. So take in what does and ignore what doesn't. And at the end, we'll do some oracle cards, and I'm going to give you 4 questions that may help you. If they're not relevant, check one of the other stacks, but I'll tell you what the questions will be at the end. And they will be, is he or she too timing me? Is he or she my true soulmate? Is there interference from outsiders? And will my family ever accept him or her? Now, these questions won't be relevant to all of you. If they're not, pick a different stack or watch this anyway, because some of it's going to be right for you. At the end of that, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this evening. These numbers could change your life forever, believe me. If you're going to gamble with them, do it responsibly. If you win the jackpot, put it down there, tell us how many millions you won, and I promise I'll keep it secret. So, let me tell you the negatives first, number 4. The word secrecy is in this reading. So the question is, predictions for my love. This could mean predictions for your love life, or you may call this woman or man your love. So it depends how you take the question or the title of the video. Predictions for my love. There's secrecy in the reading, which means somebody may be keeping secrets from you, or you may be keeping secrets from somebody, which is very intriguing, isn't it? Could be a novel, could be in the Sunday papers. So secrecy is nice sometimes, but it can be a bit naughty and other times. A lot of people keep secrets because they don't want to hurt your feelings. It's not always bad stuff. But that could be one of the negatives, and you don't have many negatives, I'll tell you straight away. In fact, I don't think there's any really. You've got some karma, which means you'll get paid if you've been bad, but I don't think you've been bad. I think you've been good, which means your karma should be good. But it will mean, number 4, that anyone that's been bad to you is going to get their karma as well. And I am looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So everybody around you is going to get what they deserve. I'm not seeing cheating. Most readings there's cheating, there's backstabbing, there's lying, there's nothing. All 4 readings tonight have been so good, and I'm so thrilled and chuffed because it makes a change. Let's tell you, I can't say any negatives. Just make sure you're aware of what's going on. If someone's keeping secrets, try and work it out, and don't be left out of things if you can help it. But I think a lot of you, number 4, it's you that's keeping secrets. You may be a bit mysterious. And if you're a girl, do it, because men love that. I can tell you that now, because I do. Nothing more attractive than a woman that has an air of mystery. And the same with men as well. But secrecy can be nice, but it can be a bit awful as well. Now, the positives. I'm picking up some kids for some of you. Some of you may have a few kids, 2 at least. Some may have just 1. If you're planning on children, then they will come. Most of you. As I keep repeating, these readings won't apply to everyone. If they don't resonate, pick a different deck, and there'll be 6 lucky numbers in each deck, by the way, in each stack. Some of you have got a young child now, maybe a baby. Are you bottle feeding at night, being kept awake, changing nappies? Well, in America, they're diapers, aren't they? Some of you got a baby, some of you have got a couple of kids. I'm seeing movement in this reading, which can mean moving house. It can be a holiday, and you know it's called Predictions for My Love. So that will be linked to your love or your lover, okay? I'm seeing a man or a lady. If you're looking for a man, it's a man. If you're looking for a lady, it's a lady. A successful man or lady who's got links to finance, and they're probably quite wealthy. Do you know who they are? Stick it in the comments below. I'll be intrigued to find out. If any of this resonates, tell me below, please. It's so important. So movement, if you're moving house, number 4, the message is that it should be good, really, really happy, especially, it won't apply to many of you, but especially if you're moving where there's no near neighbours, in the countryside, and some of you will be moving near to water. That could be the sea, it could be river or lakes. There is a man around you. A lot of you now, number 4, are being guided by a lady spirit guide. That means that some of you, there's a spirit guide with you right now at this moment, right now. That's why they've got you to watch this, I think, and to pick this reading out of all the thousands on YouTube. So you could be in an old building, you could be in the car, you could be at work or in bed watching this, but there's a spirit guide with you now for most of you. And I think they're guiding you. For most of you, it's a lady. Any idea who it is? Put it below. And listen to what they say. They're there to help you, they're there to love you, and they're there to guide you. A lot of you have got new beginnings here, which can, as I mentioned, moving house. It can mean that. It can be moving jobs. In some cases, it can be a brand new lover. But I think it's more likely to be moving house. I think a lot of you are already in love. And I think you're already aware of your love life. The spirits tend to tell you stuff that you don't already know. And a lot of you already know about your love life. But it's still a question, an answer, a reading entitled Predictions for My Love. And love, as I keep repeating, is the strongest force in the universe. There is nothing stronger than love. And it will never go. A lot of you are travelling. A lot of you are travelling abroad. Not all of you. That's depicted by the Major Arcana World card. There we are. A lot of you will be familiar with these cards. This can mean travel, especially if it's the right way up, which is good because when we're filming this today, a lot of the world's been in lockdown because of COVID, but this could be 10 years from then, of course. But if you get chance to travel, please do so, because it should be very happy. If you're travelling to view properties, it should be good as well. If you view 7 properties, you'll know the right one the minute you walk through the door. You won't need to go upstairs. It'll just feel right. If it doesn't feel right, don't buy it. You heard it here first. David Charles Psychic, international psychic medium. If you want a reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, You can book me on my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll put the link below, and if I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team, okay? So you have a spirit guide with you, there's secrecy, there's somebody linked to cash. I think for most of you it's a man, and the reading indicates happiness if you move, new beginnings, almost like being reborn. And this reading, number 4, for lots of you, indicates that you are going to be rich. You heard me say before, my regulars, richness doesn't always mean money. It can do sometimes, but richness is normally there in the heart. So the question is, number 4, what would make you feel rich? Tell me in the comments. What would make you feel rich? Is it money? Is it cash? Is it fame? Is it international stardom? Or is it just love? Is it peace? Is it happiness? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and join our lovely family from all over the planet. And click the bell icon and you'll never miss one of my readings. And share me with your friends on social media. And make some comments. Let's have a look at this. Let's take a look now at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you. I believe, number 4, the world is your oyster. And you can dip in and have a basin full of anywhere you want. We're going to do 4 oracle cards. Then I'm going to ask you these, well, try and answer these 4 questions for you, which are quite similar actually, but I didn't know that when they were drawn out. They're drawn out from 16 questions, and there's 4 in each reading, and they're always changing. So your first oracle card, I need my glasses, is an earth card. A tunnel of trees. Looks like a Photoshop job to me, but still lovely. The solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. Now this card comes up a lot. The solution to your problem is forgiveness. And people assume that they have to forgive someone, but I often believe that this card means that you need to forgive yourself. So if you've been holding yourself to blame or guilty for something, let it go. You need to forgive yourself. Again, answer in the comments. I'd love to hear about that because it can be important. But if somebody's been bad to you, it may be time to forgive them. That could be the answer to your problem. The solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. That's the message. Let's try another one. An air card, apparently. I love that one. Above the clouds. I'm glad I'm not up there tonight, but it's nice. Distract yourself with a creative pursuit, and inspiration you seek will find you. So they're saying to you now, the oracle cards, do something creative, which means to me you're a bit arty, number 4. And maybe you're musical, or you are good at art or photography or something like that. But the message is distract yourself with creative pursuits, and inspiration you seek will find you. Be creative. Be creative. I know you enjoy it, so do it. Let's have a look. Is that 2? Yes. Let's look at the third one. Earth card. A red tree in a red field. Must be autumn. Or fall in America, of course, in Canada. This one says, see your circumstances as blessings because they offer you the chance to grow. So see your circumstances as a blessing because they offer you a chance to grow. As I said, the world is your oyster. This is backing up what I've told you. This is a very positive reading, number 4. One more card. An air card. Remember that? Dandelion blowing the seeds off. He loves me not. He loves me. Which one do you get? Answer me below in the comments. This one says, have hope. You have the power to make that change. Now make it. It's asking you to be a bit more forthcoming and go for it. Go for things, do things, make changes if you need to, number 4. It won't apply to all of you. Have hope. You have the power to make that change. Now make it. If you need to make a change, do it. Okay? Let's have a look at these 4 questions. They may be important to you. The first one is question number 1. Is he or she, question number 1, is he or she two-timing me? The answer to that, I believe most importantly for most of you, is not at all, no. There's no deceit in the reading, and there hasn't been in any of the 4 tonight. There's no cheating. Some of you have it, of course. I'm sure you'll tell me below if you have. But for most of you, the answer is no, this person isn't cheating. They may be a bit secretive, but they may be not telling you things because they don't want to upset you or hurt your feelings. But that will all come out in the next, as I said, I'm looking at 12 to 14 weeks. Let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2, is he or she my true soulmate? Well, it's similar to one we had earlier, and as I keep on about these readings, I don't believe soulmates are that common. But if there's going to be one, I think your true soulmate may be ahead of you. It may not be the one you're with. You won't all find this true, but for most of you, I think you're lovers. You can be lovers. You can be really strong lovers and live together forever until you both pass away. But I don't really think you're soulmates at the moment. You may be yet to meet your soulmate, number 4. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Your third question. Is there interference from outsiders? Well, as the reading has secrecy around it, it could be that there is, but I don't think so for most of you. I don't think so for most of you, and I know what the next question is, and it's relevant to that as well. So I think that's okay. There may be some outsiders interfering that's pointing at this secrecy that's going on, but I don't think they're going to get anywhere, okay? They're not going to be negative to you or to your outcome. Let's take a look at your 4th and last question. Your 4th question is, will my family ever accept him or her? Now, we get this a lot because some people have families that have different religions and different beliefs, and they don't think he's good enough or they don't think she's good enough. So the question is, will they ever accept him? And I do believe the answer is yes. And there won't be many of you that need this question answered anyway, but for those of you that do, persevere, keep going for it. If they don't like him, I know that they will eventually. If they don't like her, they will eventually. So persevere with it. Let me know how you get on in the comments, because it is important. I know it's very important to some of you as well. Now I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers. Lucky numbers that could change your life forever. These numbers you can use on casinos, lotteries, that sort of thing. Please gamble responsibly if you're going to gamble with them. Don't get us both into trouble. But they could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. If you strike it rich, make a 10 or 20 million, let me know in the comments. I promise I'll keep it private and secret. Your lucky numbers, number 4, are, and you may not want to use all of them, just a couple of them if you want, but they're number 5, 21, 25, 33, 41 and 42. Do they mean anything to you? Are they numbers you're familiar with? Birthdays, wedding days, anniversaries, divorce days, house numbers? There may be nothing at all familiar about them, but they could help you. So remember, I'll give them you again, and you must gamble responsibly. They are number 5, 21, 25, 33, 41 and 42. These numbers could change your life forever, and there's new numbers every time I do readings. They're drawn out by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming tonight, and they're drawn out for you, number 4. So let me know how you get on. And thank you so much for watching me from anywhere, wherever you are in this gorgeous world. I hope things are lovely for you, and I thank you so much. And I thank you all my subscribers. I truly mean that. It means so much that you subscribe and become part of our lovely family. So, if you're going to subscribe, let me know in the comments and click the bell icon, and you'll never miss a video from me. Remember number 4, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.